Hi! Now, if you're studying for Maths GCSE and you're failing to enjoy weather like this, which is just gorgeous, then you might want to consider learning maths via audio files. To be honest, I've just thought of this. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I reckon I can teach surds with an audio file. So I'm thinking, why would you want to stare at screens, look at papers, at least, why would you want to learn a topic like surds when you're cooped up in your bedroom or cooped up in a dark room somewhere, when you could be lying on a deck chair or something in beautiful weather like this. So I'd like to encourage you to think about just going outside, going for a walk with your headphones in, or just lying back and basically letting me talk to you about surds for a little bit. Okay, so surds is an interesting topic because you see the odd question crop up, maybe once or twice in a paper maximum. Sometimes it's never discussed. You never get any surds questions at all. So it's one of those topics that you think, is it worth revising for really, because will it come up? Well, it's a good question. You might not do, but you could say that about lots of topics, and then you end up revising half the topics. So on that note, let's try to learn surds purely by an audio file. So you don't need to look at me really, you could look at this lovely field, but I'll carry on recording anyway. So surds, three things you need to know for surds. You need to know how to factorise numbers, you need to know about square roots and square numbers, and you need to know a one square root rule. If you know those three things, you're pretty good at surds, okay? You can answer surd questions. So let's quickly cover it. So first of all, factorising numbers. This is easy. 20. Imagine 20 up there in the sky. Imagine it floating up there. What two numbers multiply to 20? Well, 2 and 10, 4 and 5, 1 and 20. Get good at being able to do that first of all. Just start thinking of numbers. Let's think of another one. 40. 4 times 10, 2 times 20, 5 times 8. Think of these number pairs that multiply to produce the number you've just thought of. And then think of more complicated ones you won't know the answer to immediately. 76, for example. 76 is an even number. Always think of even numbers because they definitely divide by 2, obviously. So 76 divides by 2, also divides by 4, by the way, if you think about it hard enough. It's 4 times 19 is 76. So get used to thinking about numbers. Numbers between 20 and 100 are good, and just practicing factorising them in your head. That's the key thing. That's number one. Number two is you're looking, amongst these numbers you're factorising to, you're looking for some special numbers. And these special numbers are the square numbers. And they're easy to learn. They're 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. What's the next one? 49. One blank. 64. 8 8s are 64. I ate and I ate until I was sick on the floor. That's a good rhyme to remember that one. So 8 8s are 64. 1 and 9 9s 81, and of course 10 10s 100. So think of the square numbers. Try and remember those, because those are the ones you're looking out for amongst these pairs. Okay, and then the third rule is the rule of square roots. I'm not sure if it's got a fancy name, but this is fairly easy. Let's go back to that 20. So imagine that 20 in the sky, and now it's got a square root sign over it. So it's actually the square root of 20. That can be rewritten as the two little square roots, the square root of the two factors. So square root of 20 can be rewritten as the square root of 2 times the square root of 10. Or the square root of 4 times the square root of 5, because 2 times 10 is 20 and 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so that's the basics, those three things really. So let's go back to that 40. 40 could be the square root of 40, if you imagine that. The square root of 40 can be rewritten as the square root of 2 times the square root of 20, or the square root of 4 times the square root of 10. And that last one is the one you want to focus on because it's got the square number in it, a magic square number. Okay, so once you've got that, then you can see the rest of it quite clearly. Imagine that root 40 again, square root 40, rewritten as square root of 4 times the square root of 10. The thing is, we know the square root of 4, don't we? The square root of 4 is 2, because 2 2s are 4. Because 4 is a square number. So we can replace that square root of 4 with 2. So square root of 4, square root of 10, multiplied together, turns into 2 times root 10. which in algebra we always miss out the times by sign, don't we? So you end up with 2 root 10. And that's root 40 simplified, 2 root 10. So that lets you tackle questions like express root 40 in the what wording that they use? In the form, that's it. Express root 40 in the form k root x, where k and x are integers. We've just answered that. The answer is 2 root 10, and you get there by splitting that 40 into 4 times 10. 4 times 10 is 40. Spotting that 4 is one of the square numbers, so you rewrite root 40 as root 40 times root 10, and you replace the root 4 with 2, and you've got 2 root 10, and you have re-expressed root 40 in the form k root x, where k and x are integers. And that's it. That's surds in its simplest form. So tell me if you thought that was useful as a quick guide to the simple questions of surds delivered by audio with no need to look at anything. If that's good, I'll do something else. Bye for now.